y'all, Josh here, and I just want to talk to you about one thing. Don't expect a really in-depth conversation because I am busy. I really can't afford to put out all that much. I'm reading multiple 600-page books within a week. It's very difficult, regardless of the fact there's not even a whole lot coming out. Expect more new week afterwards, though. I've obtained a free advanced screening ticket to Percy Jackson the Olympians from Fox Studios. As well, I am going to the Crazies later on in the month, and tons of other things. I will be posting a lot more videos very soon, rest assured. For now, though, I just do want to entertain you with a live vlog. I realize these are coming out much faster than I normally would, but again, it's just to even out the flow and continue to put something out on my channel because I still want to entertain you people. Don't want you to unsubscribe on me. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys about generally the 3D and theaters in general now. Theater service and presentation, how much they're making. Now, this doesn't sound like a really interesting topic, but hear me out. First off, I wanted to make note of things that are now becoming 3D, even though they were not 3D in the first place. And I did not expect to see the results of Avatar's massive success so fast, but I guess when something makes over $2.2 billion and keep on rising, that's what you get. Anyway, Clash the Titans has been pushed back. It was a big March release. It's been pushed back to April 2nd now because it's now 3D. Note that will actually add the ticket price, I think, because there's really not a whole lot coming out in April. They'll kick ass, but again, not really a huge contender for that crowd, that is. One's PG, one's R. Regardless of the fact, the last two Harry Potter movies will now be 3D, and among many other things, horror sequels are already coming out. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that 3D is bad. I love RealD personally. I don't think it's for everything, which seems to be the direction they're going in, but I do think for cases like Clash the Titans, even though it's tacked on, will be amazing. Harry Potter movies make great movies even better, and so on and so on. For any fantasy movies, horror movies, sometimes that's the only good part about them, like My Bloody Valentine. And in general, like I said, I'm not against 3D. What I did want to discuss is more are theaters thinking that 3D and studios that is that's how they bring people back to the theaters? Is that what they want to do? I mean, I realize they're making much more money, and understandably so. They're raising costs so they can get more money from these 3D tickets. If people enjoy it, why not, right? But more so, is that really the way that this should happen? I mean, I don't think their theaters attendance is dwindling because of any kind of lack of 3D up until now. Far from it. I think theaters attendance is lacking because general stickiness in aisles, douchebags with cell phones in theaters, people who talk, really long lines, so on. The list goes on. Everyone's run into one of these people that just won't shut up during a movie. I don't mind little back and forth, little quips, remarks sometimes, but when there's a deep explanation going on, someone is just being an asshole, then that's what really annoys me. Now, I realize Famous Players has made these VIP cinemas, which are certainly a way to bring people back to the theaters. I think it's a very quality viewing experience in there. Only problem is, they allow alcohol and in-movie deliveries of food. As you can imagine, if you've never been to one, these do not equal a fun time. Granted, these deliveries only happen near the beginning of the movie, mostly, but even the fact that they can happen is just too much for me. So, after that digression, how do I think they should go? Well, frankly, I think that theaters need to become more of an all-encompassing experience. And I don't mean that like we need to be transported into the movie, although frankly that'd be fucking cool. But I mean more so that theaters, they need to become more of entertainment multiplexes. You'll see a lot of them already doing this, where they incorporate different restaurants into their lobbies. But I think they need to do more than this. When people go to the theaters, they don't want to eat Taco Bell most of the time. They'll be like, oh, well, I'll go out and eat after at the restaurant across the street, and the restaurant across the street's making more money. That's great, but in the theater, I don't know if it's making as much. I don't think they're hurting, but I think it would do a lot better to make theaters to increase attendance from them a lot more. That is, if they built kind of one bigger building and you could go in, there's actually nice restaurants like Kelsey's, Swiss Chalet, regardless, inside of the theater, so you would get more of that as well. I would think that they should introduce the cereal. Bring back cereals. I mean, they already have things before movies for animated movies like Pixar. They have the little cartoons and whatnot. Those are great. Don't get me wrong. I love those. But we need that for more movies. They need to get a really established franchise and find episodic content they can put to it. Can you imagine if some movies only had an Iron Man short, like a 5 or 10 minute short before the movie? People would totally see movies just because of that. And if only certain theaters offered it, and if these theaters, which is my third suggestion, I guess, enforces a lot more of their rules, so they don't have people talking or doing cell phones during the movie or filming a lot of this crap to put it on YouTube day of, I think they would do a lot better. What do you guys think? I mean, I think I would love to go to one of these things if I had to pay a lot more and there was fancy restaurants, much better security, and just general more cleanliness and pleasant viewing experience. If they can add 3D onto that, that's great, but that alone, frankly, would just really entice me, and especially serials. I think could still live on in this day and age, personally. I don't think you could do them continuously. Like, you can't have a to be continued Batman thing going on, but I definitely think there's potential. What do you guys think? Anyway, just a discussive point, putting it out there. Hope you enjoyed the video.